Hello everyone, welcome back to my video. I am back with a very belated part 2 of the Beebeecraft video. So for this one I decided to do both of the ghosties, so the 3D ghost and the ghost earrings. I thought I'll lump them together. I've got 2 ghosts and I've got 2 ocean themed things, so I thought it would make sense to put them both together. So the ocean themed things will be in the third video. When that comes out, I will let you know, because I don't currently have an estimate on that. So if you didn't see the first Beebeecraft video, these molds were given to me by Beebeecraft in exchange for videos, which this is the second one. The first one was the unboxing. And I'm just going to be demonstrating the molds to see what they come out like, because that's what we do here in the crafting world. So the mould I've got here is the 3D that really cute ghost mould with his little nubby hands, his little nubby arms. It looks really cute. I'm going to be using these mica powders, which I've just shown you. One of them is the white pearl. The other one is the purple ghost mica powder. How ironic, I'm using ghost mica powder for the ghost. And then I've got these really iridescent type flakes. I don't really know the word for them, but they are really pretty. So I'm using these flakes to paint on the top of his head. So at the bottom of the mould is his head, because he's upside down. And I think I've only used these in the resin itself, mixed in the resin. I don't think I've actually used them in this way. Or have I? I think I have actually, with the skull mould. With one of the little skull molds, but I used a black base. Can't think of the word. The black mica powder. I used black mica powder, but in this case I'm going to be using the white base, the white pearl mica powder. So it'd be interesting to see what difference it makes. And I mean, immediately as I'm painting it on, it gives this really nice purple, almost chameleon-like effect, and that looks really nice. So I'm kind of hoping it will come out kind of like that with the white base behind it. So now I'm painting on the ghost pearl, the purple ghost pearl powder. So I'm going to be kind of gradiating that up from the little flakes that I've just painted on. I don't know what kind of effect it will have. That's why we do these things, just to see. I'm hoping it will look really nice and interesting. But hey, we're going to see at the end of the video anyway, so stick around. I'm getting it into his little nubby arms there. There's 2 little nubby bits in the mould. You can't really see it very easily, but that's where his arms stick out. He's got these tiny little arms. And I'm not going all the way to the top of the ghost shape, because I really wanted to leave some transparent resin there, so that it almost looks like his bottom is transparent and then it goes up into the mica powders and makes him more solid. Whether or not that comes out as I want it to, we will see. So onto the resin mix now. I'm using Let's Resin epoxy resin, and do check out the links in the description below. I do have an affiliate link if you're interested, because Let's Resin is really good. I really do love this stuff. And also check out the links for all the items used in this video as well. And in case you're wondering, yes, that is a lollipop stick with a smaller lollipop stick stuck to it because I accidentally left them like that. But it was easier to handle, actually. I just reuse it. I didn't bother binning it. So I've mixed the white pearl powder into the epoxy mix, and then I take it to the heat mat and leave it there for 5 minutes just to get rid of extra bubbles that I've just mixed in. When that's all ready, I pour a little bit in first, and then I don't know whether I should have done this or not, but I swirled it around the mould because I thought it might help to avoid trapped bubbles if you fill it so far and then, I don't know the technical term for it, but you swill it around slowly so that it gets into all the crevices, and instead of just filling it straight up and possibly trapping bubbles. I mean, the only place it can trap bubbles is his little nubby arms. So I did think about that, and I did swirl it around there. I also realised a bit late that I filled up too much with the white mica powder, so there wasn't that much room left for the clear resin. You can't really see it that well, but there's only about a centimetre left. I think I was just trigger happy, you know, pouring the resin in there, and I was like, oh crap, no, I need space, stop. And then as I poured the clear resin, I could see the mica powder joining the clear resin up to the top of the surface. I was like, no, you should be sinking, not floating. I thought the mica powder would sink, and the clear resin would obviously stay on top, which is logical. The mica powder is heavier than the clear resin, so I don't know why it decided to float to the top. It just decided today not to go right. And then quite obviously I didn't help matters by taking bits of the clear resin out, and by doing that I am drawing the mica powder back up to the surface even more. So my original intention of making it look half transparent was pretty much out the window by now. But oh well, we've got to try these things, haven't we? It's all fun. So I took that over to the heat mat and I left it there for a few hours. I kept an eye on it though, because obviously deep moulds you're not supposed to put on the heat mat. So while that one was away and curing, I decided to work on the little school moulds. I love these, they look so cool. And in these ones I'm going to try using the glitters that came with the kit that Beebeecraft sent me. And I'm also going to be including this alcohol ink. It's called Diamond and it's very sparkly. It's in a clear solution, but it's got sparkly bits in it and it's pretty awesome. I got it in a scrawler box, which if you don't know is an art subscription box. It was a one-off and I'm pretty glad I got it actually. And finally, the third item is going to be this pigment. It's a lovely blue. It's really nice. I can't remember the name for the blue because I got it off of Temu. Another thing off of Temu. But it's a really lovely, rich blue. I will link to it below, so if you're interested, do check it out. So this is the Diamond alcohol ink. It's kind of hard to see in the plastic cup, but once it's poured out you can really see the shiny bits. It does help if you have plenty of it in the resin, so I did pour in a bit more. Also, I did realise that I hadn't set aside any clear resin for the coloured bit that I was going to be using with the glitter. You really should do that, you know, when you're going to be using different colours. But luckily, you know, since this was pretty much clear, I just used some of the resin that I just mixed the alcohol diamond ink in. Kind of a good job I didn't start with the coloured resin first and then realised I didn't have any clear resin. So I'm just adding a little bit of the pigment paste into the plastic cup. The glitter, should I say, the glitter still shines through, which is really nice, so it doesn't get covered up by the pigment. And unfortunately, my camera decides to strike again, and it quit recording as I started pouring. I record using an app called Moment. I bought it off of the App Store, and it lets me have more control over the settings. Sadly, it has glitched on me a couple of times now, and it did do this time, and I wasn't aware of it because I was busy pouring, and I didn't realise until I'd finished and I looked at the phone to turn it off, and it wasn't even recording. So I am really sorry, but I didn't capture any of the footage of me actually pouring into the mould. So here are both the moulds. They've been curing for, I think it's been 2 days now. Let's demold them and find out what they look like on the other side, because the glitter will have sunk, so I'm assuming we will hopefully see that. And yep, there we go, there's the glitter. That's come through really nicely. So you can see what I went with. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of it on camera, but I filled up half of the mould with the clear Diamond alcohol ink resin. I wanted more of it actually. There's too much blue in there. Originally, most of it was going to be the clear sparkly resin. And funny enough, the Diamond alcohol ink looks like dust in that clear resin. How weird on camera. But in person, you can really see that it is glitter. It's very, very pretty. I really, really do like how that glitter looks in that blue the blue resin. I'm just a bit bummed that there was so much of it. I think that was my fault really, because I used a cocktail stick to try and merge the two so that there was less of a distinction between the clear and the blue. But I ended up just pushing the blue into the clear and losing most of the clear resin. Alright, now on to the 3D ghosty, and when I picked it up I realised that the resin seemed to have shrunk inside. Like there was a very noticeable dip in the level. So if you can see where I'm putting my finger, I mean, because I filled that right up. You saw me taking resin out because I'd filled it up too far, and I certainly hadn't taken too much out. So I wonder if maybe the mould had expanded outwards and therefore dropped the level of the resin. Okay, so here is the little ghosty. He is so cute. But the first thing I did notice was there was a lot of bubbles at the bottom, and I don't know where they came from because I didn't have that many bubbles in the mixture. So that really confused me, and I'm not quite sure where they came from. And if you can see those yellowy flecks in there, I think that is the flakes that I brushed on, which is weird because I brushed them at the top as well, and on the top of his dome they look more bluey pinky. How strange, especially because the one time that I did use them with a black base in the epoxy resin, there was no yellow colour at all. Oh, here I'm pointing out there is some little, I don't know, protrusions under his arms. They're in the mould and I didn't notice them at all, but it's, yeah, they're not supposed to be there, I don't think. They're like marks on the mould. And that's a bit of a shame because when you hit the light right, you can really notice them on the ghost. I probably wouldn't sell this for that reason then, because they really aren't supposed to be there. They're not symmetrical and they're not identical. They are clearly marks made on the mould, which is a big shame. I mean, overall, he's really nice. He's not that shiny. He's got like a satinish sheen, but as you get towards the bottom of the mould, the texture becomes quite a bit rough, and I think that's why the bubbles look so pronounced and noticeable. I think actually I'm going to do another mould of him just so I have another item to compare it to, because those bubbles really confusing me. Where the hell did they all come from? They can't have come from the roughness of the mould. It's not that rough. I mean, it's noticeable to touch, but it isn't that noticeable to the visible eye, the naked eye, unless you get the light right in it. So before I was ready to wrap up the video, I did do another one, and of course I also redid these little skull earrings as well because they were really fun. I really enjoyed how they came out, and I really love how these white ones came out. I'll show them off better at the end. And it was interesting to note that again, the second time, that the resin level had dropped in this mould because I did fill it right to the top again. So it must be expanding outwards during the curing process, and that is dropping the level. That's the only thing I can think of. It's nothing major, it's just one of those things that you try to figure out. If you have any ideas or you agree with me, just let me know in the comments. So this one I brushed on the holographic powder, and I used the black base in the resin, and I always love this effect. But weirdly enough, now you can really see all the impurity, the imperfections on the mold. So the mold itself is not smooth. There is some rough bits here and there, and it's not consistent. Now, I won't lie, if I had bought this mould, I would have been very disappointed. That being said, I was given this mould, and I really do like how it looks, so I can't complain. But I would not buy this mould. There are too many, it's not smooth enough, and as somebody who uses a lot of moulds for their Etsy, for their shop, I would not be able to sell these. I would not want to sell them. And it may just be that I've received one of the odd, random, imperfect moulds, which is very likely. I mean, I've received loads of really amazing moulds from Temu, but I have had one. It was a moon-shaped tray. It was absolutely awful. It had been packaged completely wrong and it just destroyed the mould, and I had to get a refund back for it. But that won't stop me from buying from Temu again, especially considering they handled my refund really quickly, in fact too quickly. But you know, I appreciate that they saw the pictures and realised that that mould is definitely not quality. So back to the ghosty mould. I love the shape. I love the ghost and the little face and his little nubbin arms. They're so cute. But the quality of the mould, not what I would have wanted as a mould. And let me know if you have this mould. Who knows, that the imperfections on it might be, I don't know a term for it, so I'm just going to use universal. It might be universal, so every single mould might have these marks on it. So let me know if you've got this mould. So that being said, I'll return to the earring skull moulds. I love these. They came out perfect. There wasn't a mark on them and they looked really good. They demolded nice and easy and they look awesome. I really love them. Sadly, I am not a dangly earring wearing person. I don't like anything dangling from my ear. I only have studs. But I enjoy making them, and I'm going to enjoy making more for my Etsy shop as well. Look at them. Don't they look really good? Don't they look really cool? I would love to see somebody wearing these earrings. And here are the white ones I made. I really love how these looks. I mean, you can't go wrong with either black or white as a base colour for a skull. And these white ones just look so awesome. I really love how they turned out. I can't wait to experiment with more colours, especially the solid colours. I really am digging the solid pigments now. Don't get me wrong, I love the micas and the glitters and everything that shimmers and sparkles, but there is something really appealing to me about solid flat colours, preferably with a hint of a metallic or a glitter. So I can't wait to do more of them, but as I'm recording this right now, I'm going to have to wait at least 3 weeks because I am going away to Cornwall for 3 weeks until the 18th of March. And I'm trying really, really hard and quickly to get this video done because it is very delayed and I was hoping to have it done nearly 2 weeks ago. And obviously I won't be able to get any new videos edited and voice-overed while I'm away, so I'm going to apologise in advance for not having any videos for the next 3 weeks. This one will be, scheduled, but only a few days after I'm recording this because I really want to get it out. Okay guys, that said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Please leave a like if you found it entertaining or helpful. And consider subscribing if you aren't already. As I have been warning in recent videos, my schedule is a little bit all over the place, so hit that notification if you would like to be notified when I record next. When I post next. Also guys, in regards to the giveaway, a winner was selected by the random online generator. So I assigned everybody a number and I put the numbers into the generator, the wheel online, and spun the wheel and it gave me a number. I have a winner. I just haven't had time to announce it yet in a video. I am so sorry guys. I am literally doing this video last minute before I leave. I don't think I have enough time to create the video so that I can schedule it for, say, the last week of my holiday. I'm gone for nearly 3 weeks, so I need this holiday. I really do. But at the same time, I've just got so much work that needs to be done and I can't take it away with me. And there's so many videos that I really want to do, and my poor YouTube channel is just suffering because obviously my freelance has to take priority. It's the one bringing me the money, and sadly YouTube isn't yet, but we'll get there soon, hopefully. Anyway, enough with the nonsense. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed. I will get the third video out when I return after the 18th. Have a great morning, noon, evening, or night, wherever you are. Thanks so much. I'll catch you in the next one.